Welcome once again to Visual Vapor Reviews. I'm your host, Michael Cobb, and today we'll be taking a look at a brand new review, the ijoy Captain Coils, as well as the Topic Tuesdays. This is a brand new section. It's going to be starting a regular upload. Took a little bit to get into the habit of uploading regularly, but it's finally getting a little more in sync. Alright guys, so let's sit my butt down and we'll talk about the coils. So I ordered a 3-piece set from SSVape of ijoy Captain Coils. So we'll be getting into the review right in a little bit. Let's pop these open so you guys can see what they look like. Now these are big beefy coils, so let's see if I can get it out of there. Alright, here we are. So it comes in, these coils come in a 3-piece set. I just popped one out, moved it a little bit. Now let's see, to make this a little bit more enjoyable, I'm going to crack open a monster. Get my knifeu. Oh, listen to that crack. Ooh, we just cracked it open. So, anyway, so these are 3-pack coils. The set I got were the 0.3 resistance coils, which are single coils, and very nice single coil. It has 4 juice holes, gold-plated connection point with beautiful seals. The beauty about these coils are that rather than screwing them in, you actually just pop them into place. Right now I'm vaping on my Baby Beast by Smock, but that won't be for that much longer. So why don't we slap in one of those coils? So 0.3 resistance coils are 60 to 80 watt coils, and they're best between 50 and like 40 and 50. So I'm gonna slap them into my ijoy Captain tank, fill in a little bit of juice so we can get our impressions. So here's the ijoy Captain tank with the 0.3 resistance coil in there, and we're going to turn my IQ and I200 down to, I'd say probably 65 watts, or better yet the lower range, 60 watts. So 64, 63, 62, 61, 60. Here we go. So at 60 watts, it's reading it at 0.29 volts, which is approximately 3 volts. I mean 0.29 ohms. Which is pretty darn close to 3 ohms. So even though it doesn't read it at exactly 3, you're getting pretty darn close to it. So let's try our first hit. I've got my Zaba Strawberry in here. The flavor I was vaping before on the Baby Beast is my Millionaire Raspberry series. Not a bad flavor at all. Whoa. I'm up. That flavor is amazing. At 60 watts, it's really airy. It's just a single coil rather than the quadruple coils. Let me see if I can find my quad coils here. This is what it was before. This was my previous coil, and I got the single coils in a 3-pack. So these are pretty good coils for 60 watts right now. Wow. So let's crank it up to 65. And we'll go from there. So at 65 watts, this is reading at 4.34 volts to get this vape. So let's see. The coils work, wow. Whew. The coils work, whoa, haven't coughed in a while. The coils are working really well on this. I don't know how well you can see how beautiful this Captain tank is, but it's got adjustable airflow at the bottom. I'd say the only downside to these coils is their lifespan. They don't last as long. They work okay. I had a previous coil because when I got my Captain tank, that's this is the coil that it came with. It came with a pre-installed quad coil and then the single 0.3 resistance coil. But yeah, so at 65 watts, it's firing up really nicely. You're not getting much of a lukewarm hit. It's more of an airy vape right now. I'm going to try closing down the airflow a bit. Only downside to this tank is that it's a real battery sucker. It sucks up a lot of juice as well as a lot of battery. But you do get a lot of clouds. I'd say this is my backup in case my baby beast breaks. Kind of running out of juice here. I only wanted to fill it up for this review, just enough for this review. So let's kick it up to 75, which is my general vaping range for this flavor. There we go for this tank. So 75 watts at 4.66 volts. Coils are firing up nicely. You're getting a little bit of spit back at that because it's a little hot. But yeah. Alright guys, so SSVape really hooked me up with these ijoy coils. I'm really happy about them. I got another pack coming in later on to enjoy on these. Hopefully they'll come in soon. But that about wraps up the review. SSVape really does well with their prices and products. They sell really good stuff. So let's crank it up to the final wattage, which is 80 watts, and finish this review. So at 80 watts, we're reading 4.82 volts to get this vape, and we'll see what it does that way. Clouds for days. These coils fire up nice and quick. Almost no time between the the push of the fire switch and the inhale. So really good. Let's do a mech mod inhale. So it's blowing down to prevent spit back and then inhaling. Whoa. That strawberry's coming off super strong. So let's crank this down to 65 for this review, for the topic Tuesday, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. Which the wattage requires that I use 60 watts for 65 watts. So on topic Tuesday today, we'll be covering what most people don't understand. RDAs. Now, an RDA stands for Rebuildable Dripping Atomizer, which is radically different from a coil head like these. So these are pre-built coils. The coils are already built, and you have the cotton inside. So you don't have to worry about building your own coils and whatnot. You just slap it in your tank, and it goes from there. Rebuildable Dripping Atomizers, or RDAs, are essentially, you build your own coils, or you use the pre-installed coils that come with your RDA tank, and then you wick them with the cotton that's provided or cotton you buy, and then you drip juice directly onto the coils, and it provides an inhaling experience similar to vaping. The only difference is the flavors are a lot richer because they're right on the coils. So, to give a good comparison, I'm going to slap my RDA tank on there. Hold on, I'm going to have to clean it off, because I got an RDA from SSVape, the Victory RDA, and then I got a regular tank for my fiance. So these will be comparisons first off. So an RDA doesn't have a tank, it's just a simple atomizer, and so here's comparison. An RDA and a tank atomizer. So this is a tank, this is an RDA. The main difference is that you take the liquid in a tank and you'd fill it up like this. So you take the top off, you take your flavor or e-liquid or juice or whatever you want to call it. You take a vial full like so, then you fill up your tank, and then you're basically ready to go once you screw the top back on. So you just take your top, screw it right down, you're basically good to go from there, and then you just turn it on, and vape. So that's basically a tank atomizer. You have your atomizer that's pre-built, like a coil for the captain, and the juice soaks into the cotton and then vaporizes from there. The difference with an RDA is this. So in filling, you don't have a tank. You have your coil, your cotton, and it basically does this. That. So what you do is you'll take your flavor of choice. I'll use my Wicked Harvest from King of the Clouds, also provided from SSVape. And then drip on to the cotton and the coil. Now, in this case, this is a 0.26 coil build, which means that the coil reads at 0.26 ohms. It is capable of reading resistances down to, I believe, let's see. You could build as low as you want, but either way, this is a build deck. So I'm going to turn my airflow off a little bit, not fully, and vape on it. So once you drip onto the coils, you have your atomizer as is, and you just slap the top on it. It's really easy to use. So watch. This is how it works. Really good flavor. People really say that RDAs are the kings of flavor, and they really don't lie when they say that. They really aren't wrong. They I'm gonna open my airflow all the way up on the bottom, because there's top and bottom airflow. Usually most tanks only have one airflow. This one has two. So check it out. Not as much in terms of cloudage, but you do get a lot of flavor. It's very strong. Another advantage to RDAs is you can build your own coil strength. So you don't have, it's cheaper in the way of juice, coils, and cotton. You don't have to worry about it as much. You can use basically any kind of cotton. I prefer the Japanese cotton that came with it. You can get different kinds of cotton for different kinds of absorbency, and you can get different gauge coil to build different resistances. My favorite kind of coil is the dual fused Clapton coils, which are just two pieces of wire twisted together and then turned into a coil. It works really well, and I love it a lot. So yeah. But in terms of flavor, my Baby Beast tank is always my go-to. It's the first tank I ever had, and it's lasted me for years. I've never had a problem with it. The only problem with it right now is the broken glass. I'm working on getting that later on. I'll probably go to Concord and get a brand new glass sooner or later. But yeah, pretty good flavor off an RDA. RDAs have really good juice reservoir and really good flavor. So, to go over again, filling it up. Let's see if you can see that. So you want to fire your coils just a little bit to make sure it's not burning. There you go. Look at those fireworks. And then you just drip directly on to your coils. Doesn't matter if they're still hot. It won't matter at all. Because as long as the cotton's wicked up, you're fine. So you take your RDA, clean off the round table a little bit, the deck as most people call it. Take your top and slide it right on. So typically the reason I do the blowing thing is because there's the juice sometimes gets in the airflow deck, so you kind of can't really control that. But the cool part, another cool part, is you can change your flavors immediately. Say you want, you're dripping your Wicked Harvest flavor, and you've been vaping it for a little bit, and you want to switch to Zaba. Then you vape on this for a little bit, you just drip directly onto the coils, and the flavor changes immediately. The downside on a regular tank is if you have, say, a tank that's full of Zaba and you want to switch to, say, my Millionaire flavor, then you have to empty the entire tank and then vape on it after you fill it with your new flavor. So you fill it up with the next flavor, and it takes a little while for that flavor to settle in. But yeah, so that basically wraps it up for Topic Tuesdays and the RDAs. I think next time I'll be talking about probably the difference between internal and external batteries. So, I mean, rechargeable batteries. So, say, like, you have a mod like mine, which has internal battery, meaning you don't take the batteries out, they're built in. See, you get a lot more clouds off the Baby Beast, and that's because it runs at a lower resistance, 0.19 ohms. That means you're really pushing the lower builds, but it requires higher wattage to get those big clouds. The lower your build, the higher the wattage you have to get bigger clouds. So say I'm using a 0.19 build, like my Smock Baby Beast, then you'd basically have to use 80 watts to get the cloud I have. It can go up to 130 watts if I really want to push it. But say you have a really high build, like say, I don't know, 0.4 ohms, then a 0.4 resistance coil, then you could, and basically you could get the same cloud at just 20 watts. Alright guys, so that about wraps it up for Topic Tuesdays. Tune in next time to Visual Vapor Reviews for a review of, hopefully, the iJoy Diamond or something similar. Don't know what I'll be getting next. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys liked checking out my video reviews. And if you guys have any questions, you can email me at masterfowl993 on gmail.com, or you can contact me at Facebook under Michael Cobb. Hi, honey.
Hi.
So yeah, check it out. And for next video review, either the iJoy Diamond or maybe some liquids. But until next time, I'm your host, Michael Cobb.
I'm Eliana.
And we are the Visual Vapor Reviews. Peace, guys.